new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout. It is time for the Rajasthan Royals and the Lucknow Super Giants and their first game of this tournament. Both teams with significant expectations. The Royals just messed it up last year. Lucknow managed to get into the playoffs in both seasons that they've been part of the IPL. So this should be a good one. Tom Moody, McClenaghan and Jaffer. First to answer the questions surrounding the squad. Let's start with the home team and the Rajasthan Royals. Now, are they a much improved squad, Tom, with the inclusions of Rovman Powell in that team? They've lost Adam Zampa. They've also lost Prasidh Krishna due to injury, but they do have Avesh Khan in a significant trade. They're a better team than they were last year. And pick sort of your key overseas. Would Rovman Powell go in straight away?
Yeah, he'd go into my team. I think they are a better team, to answer your question, than what it was last year. I thought they were a good side last year. To me, I see this as a top four team. They've got every base covered. They've got obviously that world-class, batters at the top of the order. They've got some good power hitters in the middle of their innings, and they've got experience with the ball. Trent Bolt is world-class swing bowler. He's proven in the IPL. You got your two spinners in Ashwin and Chahal. Yeah. They've got everything. And Avish just adds another dimension and depth to their ability to bowl at the end of the innings and also have an impact early.
One thing is the guy who bats at number 4, because you're expecting Butler and Jaiswal and the Sanju Samson. Then, at some point, Powell and Hetmeyer. So there's Riyan Parag and there's Dhruv Jurel. You're not quite sure who fits at number 4, or would you promote Powell or Hetmeyer to play a position higher than we usually see them in 2020?
I'd probably pick one of them, Jurel or Riyan Parag. Riyan Parag had a fantastic first-class season. He's literally, won games single-handedly.
He was top run getter, the Mushtaq Ali.
It's only because of him they managed to get into the knockouts. So I'd probably take a punt of few games on him at number 4, because he's used to batting at number 6 and 7. He hasn't done much. Whereas Jurel has done something. He's shown that he can, do some impact at number 7. So I'll probably try Riyan Parag at number 4 and then Hetmeyer and Rovman Powell.
Oh, they're the funky team. Maybe Ashwin will bat at 4.
Well, you never know. I think my opinion about this team from a batting point of view is that I think they might be the most affected team by this new 2-bouncer rule.
Okay.
They've brought in Rovman Powell and Hetmeyer, and both are very susceptible to the short ball. And when you're planning for them, it's a must-bowl ball in a set of 6. And now that you've got 2 options to bowl to them, I think it makes it easier from a bowling point of view to bowl attacking balls to get them out early in their innings.
It's a very interesting point. Also, the Jaipur Stadium is one of the bigger grounds in the country, and Lucknow have a pretty decent bowling lineup. Let's have a look at their team. Keep that in your calculations, what Mitch McClenaghan said. And Mitch, you can carry on with the point that you make. We're hoping that someone like Mohsin Khan is actually fit. We see the best of him again. They don't have David Willey just yet, but Naveen ul Haq, you think, is the front runner in terms of the overseas quick in a team that otherwise is gifted with a number of all-rounders, and even their domestic seamers, Yash Thakur, Yudhvir Charak got of just a few games, but they all did impress. Shivam Mavi's joined the ranks as well. They do have the pace and the bowling to test that point you mentioned?
Yeah, look, I think it's a massive addition for Lucknow that Mohsin Khan's back. He's one of those guys who hits the deck, very unnormal or unnatural for an Indian seamer to really extract extra bounce, and he hits the bat hard. So he'll bowl that plan. Vish Khan has come into the side as well. He was a pickup. A bit unlucky to not get retained by Mumbai last year. So he's a guy who adds strength to their local bowling stocks. So I think they've got a very good side.
As it turns out, it's the two teams that you think made quite a smart trade either way that play each other. So you have Avesh Khan, who will play for Rajasthan, and Devdutt Padikkal, who will presumably bat at the top of the order with Quinton de Kock, is something we can only speculate. Where does that leave KL Rahul ahead of everything else that surrounds his India prospects?
Yeah, look, again, it's interesting because quite often we're having those conversations or questions asked about, does someone bowl in this phase or bat in this period at this spot because of the World Cup? If I'm owning an IPL franchise, I'd be saying, well, I want to win this trophy, I want to win this tournament. You bat, in this position, or you bowl in this position because this is my priority. And, I'm sure that a lot of franchises won't be taking into consideration, well, we need to prepare you for the World Cup. It's a case of, no, we need you to bat, in this position. But to answer your question about KL Rahul, I think that he will bat at number 4, purely because I think that's the best outcome for that side. It creates a better balanced side.
Okay, let's try and understand as to why that is, and also look at KL Rahul's numbers. If he bats outside the top 2, it is a throwback to a different time when KL Rahul made a name for himself as a middle order player in T20 cricket for RCB. He then made himself a very effective middle order white ball player when he was forced to play in that position in the ODI team for India. It seems like after everything that's happened for the Indian team in T20 World Cups, he's found his way out of the running. You've also worked with him. You know that we've not quite seen him bat as much in franchise cricket at number 4 in recent years. But is that a viable position for this team with Padikkal, de Kock, and Huda at 3, therefore? So Rahul at 4, then Pooran and Stoinis?
I mean, what Tom said, I completely agree that his best spot is 1 and 2. So I would like to see him bat there, but he is somebody who can adjust to those numbers, even batting at number 4, because he's got a well-rounded game. He can shift gears, whenever he wants to. We have seen him do that in one-day cricket. But if given a choice, I would like him to bat at top, and then Padikkal at 3 and Huda at 4.
I'll tell you the numbers, Mitch. As an opener in the IPL, 85 innings, average of 51, strike rate of 137, nearly 3,700 runs. Not an opener, 24 innings, 500 runs, strike rate 117, and average just under 30. Let's add 400s and 31 50s as an opener. So you're talking about one of the IPL opening bat greats.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I always found it difficult to bowl to him when he was opening. I think he pounces on anything full outside off stump, hits it over extra cover, and then get a little bit too straight. He hits a weird angle on the leg side. It's like a wide fine leg, which you usually don't have in position. So if you're off your game when you're playing against him at the top, he really takes advantage of the power play. And I think it frees it up for Nicholas Pooran to float up that order. If he's at the top, I think if you get off to a good start, Nicholas Pooran starts coming into the frame of being a number 3 or a number 4. He is in sublime form. For mine, I think he's the best T20 player, batter in the world at the moment. His striking ability has gone to a next level, if it could, from last year. So he's the one to watch in that side for me.
Okay. I take Tom's point that his priority will remain the franchise if he's running it. I wonder if KL Rahul is going to make selection for India priority and put the franchise in an interesting position. We find out tomorrow. Thank you, Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan, and Wasim Jaffer. Favourites? This is a Jaipur, Rajasthan or Lucknow?
LSG.
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 2.
Rajasthan.
All right, 2-1 it is. And Tom Moody backs the home team, but the Super Giants are a team to look out for in this tournament. This was our build up to that on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.